Well, we just attention to detail. We got to make sure we get our alignment, our assignment right. Also, we got to, just make plays. Just go out there and make plays. Sometimes, when there's a deep coverage and different things like that, we got to scramble, make plays. So that's our job. We're in a tough position, but hey, that's what we're called to do. So we just got to go out there, execute, the game plan, and go out there and make plays when there's our time to come.
A few more drops in this game than you guys had dropped a bunch of passes early this year, but a few on Saturday night. Did you just notice anything in that area?
Yes, we dropped a couple passes, lack of focus. It's my job to get those guys prepared, get those guys ready. So I be hard on those guys, get those guys going so we don't have no drops and things like that. So that's my job. I got to get them going. And those guys also got to take accountability for themselves as well and be locked in crucial situations and be ready for when every time is called.
JJ, how have they reacted? How have they responded?
Oh, they respond well. They understand, it was a tough situation. We got punched in the mouth, just being honest with you. And we just got to move on, respond, and attack the day, each day and get better, work on what we need to do to get better so we can help this team win and be successful.
You mentioned a lack of focus. In your experience, not just this year, but your career, what leads to a lack of focus from players?
Well, a lot of time, when you get punched in the mouth like that, sometimes you just get like starstruck, but that's when you have to be a vet and understand that, it's the next play. It's always focused on the next play. Don't worry about what happened two drives after that, two drives ago and things like that. You got to move on and focus on the next play. And that's what I've been trying to preach to those guys to get them to understand, like, hey, what happened in the past, what happened last series, that's over with. We got to move on and stay focused and control what we can control. That's our attitude, our effort, and our toughness, and make plays.
Does it seem like the last three teams in particular that you guys have faced have been more content to just rush 3 or 4 and drop a lot of guys into coverage and force Eli and the receivers to beat 7, 8 guys in coverage as opposed to blitzing?
Well, they do a lot of different things. They do a lot of stuff, but those guys was prepared. We was prepared as well. We just didn't execute. Just being honest with you. We got to do a better job of executing and making sure we take care of our business and doing the little things that's going to help us. Getting our depth and different things like that. Our receivers and myself, we have faith and we believe in Eli. We know he's going to get better. We know he's going to keep working. His job is to do his job, and our job is our job to make plays and catch balls. So that's what we're going to do.
You think you guys have a unique skill set to get open in smaller spaces? Just guys like Kanate, guys like Papa, who probably have been good at creating separation without needing to have to stretch the field as much.
Yes, those guys, they got great change of direction, great burst, can get in and out of their breaks real fast. So that's where the advantage for those guys there, where they can create separation with route running and different things like that. So, we just got to continue, just preach on doing the little things, just stay locked in, and whenever your time is called, just make the play.
In your time working with Kenny, has that rubbed off on him, and how have you seen him grow in that department, creating separation in shorter spaces?
Yes, Kenny is getting better and better each week. He's putting in the work. He understands what are we trying to get him to do to play at the next level of working guys, getting your pad level down, also being violent with your hands and feet so you can create separation. And he's been working on that. And it's a process. It's gonna take time, but he's gonna get there.
What's Virginia show you in their secondary?
Well, Virginia, they got a good secondary. They long. They do a lot of different things. Different coverages. Play a little bit man sometimes, but we're not worried about it. We just gonna focus on us and understand when we see our pre-snap and post-snap read, what do we got to do to attack them, and that's our approach to Virginia. We just want to attack them, understand that we got to look at pre-snap reads and post-snap reads and get our deal.
With a guy like Kanate, who's a captain, been here for a couple years, how have you seen him take this loss and be a leader within the group?
Yeah, those guys, man, like Kanate, he'll lead by example, man. Like, on Sunday they had all players meet, and they had players only meetings, so they could talk about, what happened on Saturday and everything. And Kanate was part of it. He was one of the captains. So he's doing a great job of leading those guys, getting those guys to rally together and just say, hey, the season not over with. We still got a lot of ball to play. So we still got to continue to keep working. So that's what I love about Kanate. He's going to be that leader. He's going to lead by example, and he's going to get those guys to rally together.
What are you seeing from CJ and Poppy this season? What are you looking for them to improve, I guess?
I just want those guys, not even just CJ and Pop, but all those guys, all the receivers. Just want them to be more consistent. You know, being more consistent with catching the ball, getting their depth, winning a one-on-one battle, whether it's blocking, whether it's running a route, different things like that. So that's what I want to focus on, them being more consistent.
Anything final?
Coach, I know that Dez is technically not a receiver,
Correct.
but he does line up, you know, wide a lot, and he's
Yes.
part of the passing game. How would you describe him as a pass catcher?
Oh, he's a natural pass catcher. You know, got nice soft hands. He can track the ball well. He's just a great player overall. You know, and that's an advantage for us because now we can put him out there, and then now we have different matchups and different things like that to go and give him the ball out of space. So, you know, he's a dynamic player.
Is he one of those guys, if he was like 5'10", 5'11", he might be on the outside as opposed to the position that he's at?
Yes, I can see that because he has the top end speed. He can definitely stop on the dime, get in and out of his breaks, and he has hands. So yes, if he was a little taller, he'd probably be a receiver.
When you see somebody like him, the impact he's had, and I've asked Pat this, so but I'm just looking for a different perspective. It's the guys that, you know, an FCS guy, you know, and Pat said, look, you know, he can barely see over this podium if he was standing behind it. But is what he's doing maybe sort of striking a blow for, with the portal you can go and get, now you can just get a guy from another school as opposed to FCS guys getting maybe opportunities
Right.
at this level. I mean, he's sort of setting in, you know, maybe showing that, hey, look, the FCS guys, like that's still a path to find guys that can be impactful players at this level.
Absolutely. There's been guys all over the country. You know, D2 guys go to the league. FCS guys go to the league. You know, Group of 5 guys. You know, the things that hurt those guys is, you know, they don't have the height or the weight or different things like that. But they can play ball. Like, this is not basketball. This is football. So if you can make guys miss, you can catch the ball, and you can be dynamic. You can play at any level. And that's why I like that Diz, you know, made it here to this level and showcase his talent, because it's talent everywhere. Whether it's FCS, D2, you know, some guys get the opportunity, some guys don't. But at least he's taking advantage of his opportunity here, and I'm proud of him.
Matt talked about some of the things that you guys have, you know, having to adjust to. Some teams like they come out in man coverage, or you guys expect to come out in man coverage, but they switch to different rotational zones, and that forces adjustments on offense. How do you guys as a receiving group, you know, practicing against, maybe looking for one of those man looks, have to adjust to say, hey, these are the keys we have to read to get open in the right spots for Eli to see this?
Well, we also watch a lot of film, but we also talk about, you know, pre-snap and post-snap read. Different things that let you know whether it's zone or man. You know, all depends on the alignment of the DB. All depends on the alignment of the safety and different things like that. Can give them keys on whether it's zone or man. But also, you just got to be able to post-snap read. After that snap is snap, now you got to get your eyes to the coverage and see, you know, whether it's zone, whether it's man, different things like that. So at practice, we do that a lot. With routes on there, we do it a lot when we do scaling and different things like that. And we talk about it in the meeting room, so we don't get caught off guard. So yes, if we do expect the team playing man and then they jump into coverage, we know how to battlefield adjust.
Can you break down for me, like, you guys definitely go over that in your room. So like when you go over individually, how do you guys come together with Eli in the quarterback room? Is that like is there a specific meeting between those specific rooms, or is that like the whole offense when you guys are together at a different part of the week?
We speak the same language in the same room.
Okay.
So I know the coverages, I know the reads, and different things like that. We speak the same language. So in the quarterback room, they speak in the same language. We speak the same thing in the receiver room. But we also do come together before we have our final meeting, before we go out on Saturdays and meet together as a quarterback and receiver. So we all make sure we all on the same page as well.
How accurate are your guys in your pre-snap reads and figuring out whether it's man or zone?
Well, some of them are better than others. Some of them have some work to do. But like I said, they take ownership of it, and they are attacking the challenge of understanding when it's zone or when it's man. Some of the older guys like Kanate, like Poppy, you know what I mean? They understand coverage enough. Some of the young guys probably struggle with it a lot. But that's my job. That's my job, to coach those guys and stay with those guys to help them grow throughout the season, so that I can put them in position to be successful. And that's what they be doing. They take ownership in it, and I'm taking ownership as well to help those guys be successful.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.